Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. I know that there is a lot going on with DOA's live right now too, so I assume like most of us, most of y'all are just watching on multiple devices. I don't have good news and I don't have bad news. It was essentially a clown show. So today was an attorney's docket to argue certain issues with the evidence, with the discovery, with the statements themselves, with like everything that has been filed. Okay, so I was not ever cited by a police officer. Okay, ever. In fact, the body cam footage shows the officer saying she didn't do anything. This was sworn out by Alan Mark, the security guard, one of my babysitters, not Roadkill. Roadkill's little minion. And he states that he was not there and that there's supporting video evidence. We have not been provided with that evidence. Hey, everyone, welcome in. So, another complicating factor here is that because I was not cited, if I was cited, this would be going through the district court. Because this is like somebody came in and swore something out, and some judge was like, yeah, this seems legit. I'm in like dinky municipal court. Okay, I'm in there with like traffic tickets. I promise you, my docket is the spiciest part of their docket on any given day, because it's all traffic stuff, like running a stop sign, driving without their documentations. Like you look at all the things, and then it's like my name, and then like disturbing the peace noise, and I'm like, oh, rock on. So my attorney wanted to speak to the prosecutor today, the prosecuting attorney. And there's multiple prosecuting attorneys and city attorneys, okay? So I'm at a city attorney level here. Prosecutor, city attorney, whatever, the bad guys in this case, because they're dragging this out, and it is clear that they are trying to drag this out. This guy was so mealy-mouthed, the guy that my attorney spoke to, and he was like, well, if I was a betting man, there were just some IT mistakes made there. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, if you were a betting, my freedom is riding on you being a betting man, sir. You look like you just rolled out of your parents' basement and you dust the Cheetos dust off once a day to come to work and act like an idiot to other people's attorneys. So this guy, I don't know anything about it. First I've heard, oh wait, here's a thumb drive. I guess I have seen. Would not listen to my attorney's arguments. Like they were supposed to be having a discussion about things that they would take to the judge. This guy was like, I don't really know if I want to do this today. And so then he's like, I mean, I think we could probably get you in by like the first of the year. What? Okay. What? So my attorney's just like, kind of like smiling and nodding, knowing that like we're going to push harder for this. So basically, they've mixed up the evidence and or don't have supporting evidence for certain claims and or have clearly perjured themselves in some of their statements. One or the other, unclear. So because the attorney who signed off on this will not speak to my attorney. Have they been save pointed by F. Sciento? I don't have any evidence to suggest either way, but the way that they're dragging this out and not providing anything. So we were hoping to be able to be like, okay, let's make these arguments. Everything, you guys messed up a bunch of stuff. Now we're going to move for dismissal. Well, the judge was like not even interested in like listening to what they were talking about. And also Alan Mark did show up today in his full dress blues. But you see, he's just a security officer in Texas. So where were those dress blues from? Oh, from when he served for his 14 years in the LA Sheriff's Department. 14 years without a promotion, by the way. And now you're out here guarding this pedo-tastic human trafficking cult? Cool, got it. Thank you. Appreciate you. It was a clown show. So after the prosecute, like the district attorney, city attorney, whatever this idiot was, with his whole Andrew Luck neck beard, it was unbelievable. His neck beard was offensive.
Greasy.
It looked like it smelled like cheese. My attorney came back with Selfless and I, and we discussed it, and he's pissed. He's like, this is ridiculous. They're absolutely dragging this out. They are jerking you around. And then we find out that the city themselves, okay, because remember, this is the state of Texas versus Leslie Perlman. The city has decided to petition to not have the word Scientology allowed in my trial. What? The city? Okay, so you're going to be like, what was the address of this event? 2200 Guadalupe. And what is at 22 Guadalupe? The Church of Beep? Like what? Or do I just say the cult of Scientology? Like, what am I supposed to say? So the city on their own accord was just like, what's it, ad lemonade? In Lemonade.
Yeah,
in Lemonade. In Lemonade, they have decided to present this in the middle of all this bullshit to be like, we don't think that you should be able to talk about Scientology. And my attorney's like, no. So he's now pissed, and he's like, this is all the stuff I'm filing tonight. And he's now taking this personally. Like, our attorney is pissed and taking this personally. And so the good news is that he is going to not charge me anything beyond my initial retainer to get through trial. There will be some things that we will follow up with following that I can't talk about. At that point, I might need to give him some more money. But what we're trying to do is set all of this up to then take it to the next level. So he is pissed because he's being jerked around by the city, by the city attorney, by people who it seems that there could be an argument to be made allegedly that there might be some safe pointing. And the way that, like, so Alan Mark showed up again, right, in his full LA Sheriff's Department regalia. And then Kathy Norman, the executive director, showed up as his handler today. Now, again, this was my original court date where the trial was supposed to happen. But it was changed to an attorney docket, which is why we didn't have to be there at 8:30 in the morning. We had to be there at 1:30 in the afternoon because those are the attorney dockets. So either they were not notified or they were like, whatever, we're showing up. And then they did. And so then he just sat there, so proud, so brave. And she like sat on like on the other side, like he was on the groom's side and she was on the bride's side. She sat behind us like several rows. And I'm like, so you got your handler here. It's funny that she shows up to all these things. And you got Alan Mark here. And like, oh, did you drive all the way in from Bastrop to not have to do anything? By the way, sir, that security situation that you work for with your boss Roadkill, who's the fire chief of Bastrop, it's on fire right now. There's a wildfire in the actual area between Bastrop and Travis County, Bastrop County and Travis County. It's happening right now. We drove past it coming back from court. Like, there might be something more important, like Texas is on fire that one time. So I have 2 charges. They are 2 Class C misdemeanor charges, both for disturbing the peace, noise. The argument is that I used the siren on my megaphone and that's illegal if you're not doing it in front of a hunt club or a shooting range. Like, what? But on one of the days I didn't, so March 12th. So the 2 dates are March 12th and March 17th. Beer Queen Day. Y'all remember Beer Queen? So Beer Queen is going to be put into evidence on this whole hot mess. So we got Beer Queen, and Mark Kerrigan, because it's like he's the one who is basically saying like, she touched me with her tripod and it was loud. Like, what about touching you with the tripod that the police said was not assault? Oh, is that what it is? Because the police said it wasn't assault. So you just decided to go file a noise complaint against me? Awesome. So the deal is still on the table that I could have one dropped, pay a $200 fine, community service, anger management that's not called anger management, and then I can't get another misdemeanor for 6 months. Well, again, if it was just up to the Austin Police Department to be handing those out, I would have no concerns and I would have taken that deal, especially after I got the discovery. But since they could just like march in there and swear something out, and clearly some judge is like, yes, this seems terrible. Like, I'm not taking that deal.
That's how we got here in the first place. They could just do it.
They just do it. That's why I'm here. Like the police said, and I have it on the body cam. I look forward to being able to share all of that. She did not commit a crime. This is not assault. But if you feel that it is, here are the instructions on how to go to the municipal court. So he could have gone to the municipal court and sworn out harassment and or assault charges against me. But he didn't. They sent Alan Mark to go swear out some BS statements that had to be changed. Oops, we made a mistake. So did you lie then or are you lying now? Who's lying? What date? Oh, everything's mixed up. It's like 52 card pickup with all the evidence in the cameras, which by the way, they're dated. Like they're dated. You know, like the body cam is like dated. The building cam from site, it's also dated. The cell phone video, also dated. So yeah, the government here does probably need some protesting because the police have been really pretty cool here compared to most other cities.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's the city who won't drop these two dumb charges of which there's no evidence. Also, that's the other thing. The things they accused me of doing, I didn't. And in one case, if I were to give an affirmative defense, I have one, which I will not be discussing. But I do have an affirmative defense if that's the way that we need to go. So they need to drop this. They're stupid. They won't. And now, magically, now they're just like, oh, we also think you should not be able to say Scientology in this. Well, what else? So I was just like out on the corner standing at like yelling at people. I mean, I know that's what Reddit thinks and y'all are cute. But like, I was actually like there protesting that specific place. I know, Dad. I know. It's only me. It is the biggest clown show that you have ever seen. And just hearing the guy just like, I'll bet you dollars to donuts. Oh, well, if I was a betting man, bro, could we not be betting? You and your neck beard, could you not be betting on my freedom? That would be great.
Clownish, front to back.
And just like, he was picking up on all the tells of like lying. Like if we were playing poker against this guy, we would have smoked him.
Yeah, it was all of them.
Touching his face, no eye contact with our attorney.
Constant furtive motions. Yeah, exactly. Eye movement up and away. And yeah, the guy had every fidget, pulling at his pants, pulling at his shirt.
Pulling his neck beard.
All of it.
His mint green shirt.
And would not look this attorney in the eye.
He locked eyes with me for a minute and I just like glared at him and I think he may have pooped in his pants a little bit.
Yeah.
And then just like Alan Mark sitting back there, all regal, and Kathy Norman. And it's just like, yeah, just wait, keep showing up. Because just wait till you see what my affirmative defense contains, ma'am. You just wait, you're involved.
It had the feeling of a troll.
They felt like trolls there.
Yeah, the whole thing felt like a troll.
No, and I was like, and I didn't have my sunglasses on because I'm not that crazy. But like, he just looked at me and I was just like, and then he was like, and I was like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, even Mickey Hart wears his sunglasses at night, not in court.
Exactly. Yeah. So, we're going to try to push it through. There's obviously like some ability to argue for speedy trial, but because there are steps that we want to take following this, we want to make sure that we are following all of the steps properly to make sure that we can take the next steps. So I wish that I had better news. I did go tone 40. I wish that I had better news. But like I said, it's not good news. It's not bad news. It's interesting. It's very interesting to see the city dinking around with these two Class C misdemeanors. Just like, just drop it. Okay, but you don't want to admit any of the mistakes that you've made. Okay, cool. So we're gonna start at the beginning. And this is why it's important that we have representation, because a lot of the little things we wouldn't have even known to look for. And so we're gonna start with the minutia and go up to like all the way up to like, so you did this wrong. We think you lied here, all the way up to, and also there's no evidence to suggest that this even happened on this date.
And they're currently not in full compliance on discovery, right?
Right. Yes. So we have to compel.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then that's other things. Yeah, the city's decision, right? I could understand if in his case, that they wanted to do that, right? But the city, because like he's got like his complainant has an attorney. That person has an attorney representing them. I could see that attorney making that argument. But the city of Austin being like, oh, by BT Dubs, we just don't think that needs to be included. Oh, no, it does, though. So how many different ways are we going to just be trampling all over? You better believe it, Cinderella. Well, his is right now, and we will. So we're going to motion to compel, motion to dismiss, motion to have you get your people to get their poop in a group because the discovery is a disaster. If I was a betting man, it was just an IT guy.
Well, the thing is, if a judge got a whiff of this kind of stuff, a lot of them are strongly against the appearance of hiding the ball like this, of trying to string people along with these kind of procedural things that, I mean, that could easily be resolved. It's wasting the
could have done it today
resources
in
and
front of this
time,
judge,
and it makes the business of the county look unserious.
Yeah, it does, because my attorney did have the motions ready, and this guy was like, "Oh, well, this will give you plenty of time." My attorney's like, "I have the motion
ready to go.
I have it, like it's ready."
If you could understand what we're trying to accomplish here today, which seemingly he was not willing to engage.
And the judge also had a very serious lack of interest. The first time that I went before them, before I had representation, that judge was like watching the prosecutor try to actively screw me over and was kind of just like, And then like at one point he was just like, "Okay, I'm going to give you a continuance for discovery." And then he like looks at the prosecutor. He's like, "They're not going to give you that on time. I'm going to give you a 90-day. And that's how I got to this date. No,
That's how you got
to the previous date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, then it got kicked to this. But that prognostication by the judge was correct. They were not compliant with discovery within what they proposed was a 7-day timeline. And so they wanted to come back, I think, in another 30. And so, that would give you very little time to mount anything. And that's before you had any representation. And it was 6 weeks, more than 6 weeks. It wasn't a week. It was more than 6.
It was 6 weeks. It took forever. And this is including the fact that I had myself and another person had physically gone to the police station to request specific reports and body cam from events, which that was supposed to take for like 30 to 40 days. We've still I only got some of it because I requested it in the discovery when I was still representing myself. And
Called an audible. It was brilliant. Y'all should have seen it.
That discovery, because like I've never written and so I was just like, okay. And so it's
brilliant.
I was like, everything that I've ever requested from this police department, everything about the criminal trespass, anything related to this, and that's how I got the building cam, the body cam, the personal cell phone cam, and everything. Like, we're gonna have a field day when I actually get to show, like, the calls to and from the police. Not me being like, it smells like somebody's having a bonfire. It's not. There's a wildfire.
Yeah, there is a wildfire.
So
Come on, Roadkill, get it together, man.
Yeah,
Put it out.
roadkill, bro. Your bastard, your town's on fire, bro. And
Yeah.
if you think that I'm not gonna like read you for filth,
This is reminding me of Front Range, Colorado air quality.
yeah. How come that shit caught on fire? Was it because you were too busy protecting the pedo traffickers at F Sciento? Cheers, bro. Good luck on your weight loss journey, bro. Roadkill. Thank you, Rika. I appreciate you. So let me go back and look at some of these comments. Also, I do see that I have some very generous super chats, and so I would like to take a look here
Hurrah.
if I remember how to do any of those things.
Isn't it the
Yep.
yeah?
Let's see, it's been a long time, y'all. So, I know Doctor Who Heather sent one, and Belinda Scott sent a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Haggis Basher, for real. Thank you, Liz. What's up, Doctor Who Heather, Rika, Lady Jane, out, Summer. Yeah, they do want to drag it out.
It's clear, crystal clear now.
Alan Mark specifically, unclear. These are things that we will be looking into moving forward. Is it going to be, will he be included in things that we have issue with F Sciento? What's up, R. Lewis? What's up, Grandma? So yeah, we're going to be looking at everything. We're going to be looking at everything because this is a clear violation of civil rights, just the way that they're dinking around and not taking any of this seriously. I mean, like, the city attorney, who is the one who's in charge of dropping this, won't even respond to my attorney. My attorney shows up there and he will not meet with him. Like, doesn't that seem weird to you? Seems really weird.
Could be violative of your kind of ethical bonds as an officer of the court. It seems to be in that territory.
Yeah. So Chris Go Million, he can go F himself sideways with a cactus a million times.
Well, we'll see.
That's the city attorney. Yeah. It's all strange. It's also very smoky here. It's kind of eerie.
Yeah, it's getting worse by the second.
Yeah, I'm like, it's definitely blowing over here. Like the sun is getting obscured.
Yeah.
It does feel like a different country, and that's really important with Selfless's charges as well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
A TRO in Texas hits a little different. We have this, so they have provided the same discovery to my attorney when he requested it as me. Alan Mark admits he is not a witness. He is filling this out on behalf as a peace officer. He says that there is video evidence. For that case, there is none. There is one video with no sound from the building. It's a noise complaint, and y'all sent in a video with no sound. It's also the day that Corbin pulled up the car and opened all his car doors and was blasting the F Sciento music. And they were blasting it from the boombox. They were blasting it from the balcony. And then Corbin pulls up his car. And they're going to try to talk to me about being loud. All I was playing, ironically, was Aaron Smith Levin's brutal and accurate takedown of Stacey Sass and company.
Great work.
And that was really interbulating the org.
It really worked.
And I'll continue to play that.
They hated that.
Because it's a proper takedown of that
Indeed.
creepy family.
You bet.
And so that's why Corbin, who was being implicated in that story, started blasting the music and everything. I did not use the siren on my microphone on that day. I rewatched the whole 2.5 hours. And the other one where he claims decibel levels, the police didn't accept those. So the
Yeah.
court's not going to accept those.
Yeah, possibly. Generally, the statute requires
Hell yeah, Davey.
a decibel meter that's been calibrated by an officer.
Yeah, who's trained to use it from the
And
proper distance and
They
height.
can't accept decibel readings from just anybody that claims they have a decibel meter. It won't work.
Same way, Jane. So I think one thing that I wanted to mention, especially after listening to Michael tell his story, it is much more difficult than you think to get an attorney who is willing to go up against this nonsense.
Okay.
And when I first met him, it was only about my case. It was not with respect to his, which is civil. And so like my guy does more family law, but he's in this like criminal firm and he's like kind of getting his feet wet. He's very intelligent. He's smart. I like the way that he is thinking through things. I like his end goal.
Yeah.
And
he's a quick study.
yeah, and he picks it up quickly. Like at first we were just kind of like, does this guy get it? Is he like with us here? But it's clear that he is. And the more that he's finding out and the more he's realizing like, holy shit, these people like really, they are really trying to mess with her. This is a whole mess.
Yeah. And if it's happening here, ...
You have to get an attorney and it is so hard. Nance, I know you know.
Yeah.
Like people don't, the first person, so first remember
Nance.
like at the temp org, that lady that drove by, she's never returned a phone call or an email. Never once heard from her again. I did have one person, and that was like a friend. No kidding, Ren. It was a friend of my attorney friend, and he was like, "Look, I'm gonna give you some advice, but I'm like a firm of one here. It's just me, and so like I truly cannot take your case on because like I'm afraid." So I went through, the way that I found this attorney was by going through the Texas referral system based on income, of which we don't really have much. So that's partially why our retainers were not $5,000 each. And like, is he in a strip mall where they sell tacos and piñatas downstairs? But is he hungry and does he get it? And does he want to fight for us and see this through? Yes. Which is why he said for mine, like what I've paid that was so graciously covered by all y'all.
Yes. Thank you.
It's going to be enough, which is amazing. You know what? Honestly, Will's pickle jar scar. I know we all were. Yeah, finding a good attorney. It's like finding a therapist. Like you have to interview these people. Like, do you click? Are you on the same page? Do they see? Oh, you're all good. Do they see things from the same way? And are they hungry? And like, I could tell that this guy not only saw what was happening to me, but like also was like, hey, I want to be able to represent protesters. What's up, Crazy Loves Love? Get in your cult. But he also wants to be able to represent the other protesters, right? So he's a businessman, but also sees the value in this, and is going to help us set up things for the next steps. Because he's just like, I am not a civil rights attorney, so, but I'm gonna get you set up. And now they pissed him off. Exactly. That's what I'm saying too, Christy, and I think he sees it, and I'm okay with that. Like, please take this so seriously that you want to make a name. And he actually explained, and I'll talk about this later, ways that this is a landmark case. He said every case in some ways is a landmark case, and then he explained why this one is, and it gets too much into some of our defense and motions, so I'm not going to talk about that. But this will be a landmark case, just like the cases in LA have been so far. And each time we go through this, honestly, win or lose, we're seeing where the bottlenecks are in the government and in the justice system. I mean, I'm reminded of one of Scotty's, like he went off on like, why do you think they call it court? Because it's a game, and it is. It's a game. It's a game. Now, I don't believe that's necessarily why they call it court, but it fits, right? It fits. And that is what I think of. And like there were two prosecutors that were sitting across from us that were waiting for other attorneys for other cases. And they were just like laughing at us, being pissed at this guy, and and all I could think about was like, we had to get the first idiot that came out. We had to get Neckbeard.
Yeah, it's like we're running a little gauntlet
Right,
of supposed or apparent safe pointing that Scientology is done here through the city government.
Exactly, Heather. Yeah, and there's they really messed up in a lot of ways. And the Scientology messed up, Alan Mark messed up, the witnesses messed up, the city has messed up, and my attorney is like eagle eye over there, being just like,
They
no,
didn't file what?
no, they didn't do it. They
Nope.
lied. This was wrong. This was wrong. Oops, you forgot that. Oops, that's a real big thing. Oops, you're gonna need that.
Yeah.
Aw. Aw.
Oh, well, is it too late at this point?
Oh, you can't go back and amend that one. Yeah. So there's some stuff that they can amend, so he can point out certain errors or irregularities. And there are certain things that they can amend, and there are certain things that it's just like, nah. Like you're gonna have to stick with this one or drop it. So yeah, I feel really good about our attorney. I feel frustrated, but still hopeful. I think it's very interesting to know that the city is just like, maybe you shouldn't be able to talk about Scientology. Like, well, I'll be like, okay, well, it wasn't for the Baptist church across the street. It wasn't for the university across the other street, and it's not for the coffee shop.
No.
What am I, like Beatrix in Kill Bill? Like for the whole first one, they just bleep out her name? Like I just don't, that's just not how this works. So that's a good question. I'm not sure when the next court date is going to be. Apparently they only hear the type of motion that needs to be filed in that next argument. Apparently they only do it a couple Wednesdays. I'm telling you, this clown of a prosecutor had no idea what he was doing. And so my attorney's like, we're not waiting for January. Like, that's just not going to happen. We're not waiting for January. So I don't know, though. I'm guessing it'll probably be after yours. This is November 1st is your next one?
Yes.
So I'm assuming it'll be around that same time.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy tried to assume a bunch of things for the attorney.
agree,
I
Lynn.
assume you're going to bring this filing. I assume you're going to bring this motion. I assume you're going to want all of this time. I assume this for you. Projecting onto him, I think, very much what his office would like for us to do and accept, which was all,
And we don't want
just
to.
really obvious bad salesmanship and pushery.
Bad deals.
Yeah.
It was just like the first day that I went there, and they wanted me to plead out without even like telling me the charges. And when I brought that up to my attorney today, like he laughed.
Yeah.
He's like, he's just like, I don't mean to laugh, but like this is insane. And he's like, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but like,
Yeah, this is bad.
there's something going on here. So
Because this is in the realm of you're not doing your duty as an officer of the court, and a bunch of not just one person seemingly, and
yeah,
but we don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
yeah. So
Maybe not.
at this point now, he will file these briefs so that they will have to be heard by a judge. And so the prosecutor will have to make his arguments, because I have not seen a female city attorney or prosecutor in all of this time so far.
Or seen a name of one
No.
in a filing.
So he will have to, like the burden of proof is on them, and they will have to do this in front of the judge the next time, because we thought that like there could be a conversation and that they could go in front of the judge, and this guy was like not even having it, not even letting the judge like hear any of the arguments. So that's the update. So the good news is that our attorney is pissed and he's going to see it through, and at least for my legal fees up through trial, because he's probably like the indication is that he's going to go over that time.
Yeah. That's right.
And so he's just going to help me with that. Just not charge me anymore beyond it. He's like, I'm taking this through trial, which is awesome. And I feel very lucky that we found somebody who was willing to take it, that the Texas referral system helped, and because that's the only way that we got this person. And it was the first referral that they gave us, and I called, and the guy who's owned the firm was kind of like, meh, and this guy was like, I want in on this. So I feel relieved about that. And yeah, so more to come as far as like content from us. I think that there will be drumming happening soon from Selfless. I
Very
think
soon.
that there will be more flyering and stickering and dogs with both of us.
Yeah.
And we're just going to try to not lose our minds with the Texas legal system.
With your help.
Yes, that
We
was the
won't-
story I was playing.
We won't lose completely our minds, and with some mutual support.
Yeah, so it was so
the dogs
great.
will help too.
Yeah, it was so great having him there today because I was
It was my honor
not
to be
pleased.
there.
I was not pleased. It did not feel nice to be there and having, the executive director of the cult and that like hired gun that they had all up in his fancy, stupid little outfit,
Yep.
his tight little haircut. And I'm just thinking like, Alan Mark, do you remember when you said to Miss Kim that you got in trouble for not getting me the night before? And then if I came up there again, you were. And then you swore out a statement about it. Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah. And the internet.
And the internet. And my evidence.
Might be pretty elephantine, actually.
So-
that memory.
Right. So we will be around. We love you right back. We will be around. He'll be drumming. I'll be moral support. He'll be helping me reach the things that I can't put stickers on. When we go out,
Yeah.
we're gonna try to find some of the F Scientos around some of the farmers markets and stuff, and eventually figure out how to properly protest the city attorney BS. But probably
Yeah.
want to wait until maybe my court date's over. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That seems like a smart choice. So, well, thank you for being here. I appreciate all y'all. If they decide that you can't say the word, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, tell me I can't say Scientology, because I'll come up with way worse things to call it. Yes, I am protesting the child trafficking cult on the corner of 22nd and Guadalupe. Yeah. You would rather me just say Church of Scientology? Gotcha. Yeah, F Sciento, that's right. So thank y'all for hanging out. I will let you. I'll get back to watching DOA, who's probably like doing awesome stuff and embarrassing the F Scientos and their private security, because now you see that that's what they have there. They have third-party security, which is what got me, and they only have those people long enough there to get some evidence and swear out statements. So just like, now we'll see it. So yes, cocktail time. Actually, it's gonna be sushi time soon.
That's right.
Because like it's like your girl needs some sushi, and
Gotta get
so
some sushi.
we're gonna get some sushi.
Yeah.
But lovely to see you. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks always for your support. I love and miss all your faces. I cannot wait till I can be yelling, "Get back in your cult." And thank you so much, Nance. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. Oh, I appreciate you. That's so kind. Appreciate you. We will see you all very, very soon. Love you, Haggis. Bye.